Well, hey, everybody. Hey, welcome to the Realine podcast where we talk about your faith, your family, and your money. I'm your host, the CEO and the founder of Realign, Britton Rogers, and it is a awesome Thursday. It has been a busy, busy week over here at Realign. Busy month, as you guys can probably imagine, with accounting and bookkeeping and trying to get all the 1099s done and taxes and W-2s and, people wanting all these different things. As you can imagine, it's been a little chaotic for us over here, but it's good, and it means that, business is good, right? As people say. So we can't complain over here. Well, today it's just gonna be me and just wanted to talk to you guys, really kind of get a little bit nerdy on you. Um, and kind of speak to you as business owners and also as people who are maybe accounting and bookkeeping professionals. I wanted to really talk today just through this idea of artificial intelligence and how that's going to impact accounting and how that's going to impact bookkeeping. If you're like me, our team primarily uses and works inside of QuickBooks. We use some other systems, obviously, but QuickBooks is nationally known and world renowned for their bookkeeping capabilities. And so, as many of you know, by using QuickBooks, if you're a business owner or if you are, an accountant or bookkeeper, joined the force, the AI movement. And when you get into QuickBooks, it's now suggesting all of these different, AI tools and AI suggestions and AI help. And we knew that was coming. And that was something that we were trying to think ahead on. Even a year ago when I was working with other people, we were already talking about how is AI going to impact accounting? How is AI going to impact bookkeeping? And so I think this conversation is interesting because while that AI seems super helpful in some ways, and I use, ChatGPT and I use a couple of other things here and there, not really for accounting, but as things develop, you're going to be seeing more and more of this. But so far, what we've seen is that the AI recommendations within QuickBooks and within NetSuite and within these tools um, are making life harder on the business owner. And I keep telling, people in my circle, my wife and people on our team, I keep saying probably moving to more of a cleanup project business in a couple of years, more so than doing like day to day bookkeeping, because a lot of people are going to be enticed, and maybe you are too. Maybe you're a business owner watching this, and you're enticed with AI and like what it can do and everything. And I think you should be. I'm a business owner too, so I'm enticed. However, what we've seen so far in the many projects that we're working on is that AI is making things complicated in the sense of we're going to have to go back and fix what AI did. And so, there was a big example of this past week where, AI automated rules and a variety of different things categorized a bunch of transactions incorrectly, and it had been doing that for quite a while, and basically went in and figured out like that these ended up being fraud transactions, and trying to get the money back to the customer, to our client, and it was just a mess. And so this podcast is really just to say that easy doesn't always mean better. Easy can be difficult. Easy can make things more complicated because you lose visibility and you lose eyesight. I guess that's the same thing, right? Like you lose visibility into what's happening and what's going on. And so here's the thing that your bookkeeper or your accountant should be asking is, I touch every single transaction. If they're not asking that question, they're relying too much and too heavily on rules, on automated rules, and on AI and on too much automation. So that is a huge red flag if your bookkeeper or your accountant is not asking you today like about certain transactions and catching those mistakes. You could be your visibility into things could definitely uh, be diminishing the more and more automated that we get. And so just want to really call that out and encourage you that if you are a business owner or you're working inside of QuickBooks or any kind of accounting software, this is your heads up that while AI is powerful and I think that there's some benefits to it, I think that several bookkeeping businesses, like most bookkeeping businesses, are going to be in the cleanup business, cleaning up projects, cleaning up mistakes AI is doing that are just simply not correct. So something to think about. And I hope that you'll take from this. My heart behind it is really like we want to serve customers to the best of our ability. And if you're a business owner who's not really like in the accounting world, you're trying to run a clothing business or you're trying to run a restaurant, wants to come in and work alongside you and help you and touch every transaction so that you're not looking up in 6 months from now going, now what were all these supplies and materials that got coded here from AI? And then we have to go back and recategorize and fix it. Because here's the thing, here's the summary of this entire thing. It's going to cost you more money. It's gonna cost you more money in the long run because you're gonna have to pay, let's just say you pay me to come in and clean up an AI mistake or an automation mistake. I'm gonna come in and charge you double what I normally would to clean that up. And, there's some people that would charge you triple, the normal hourly rate or the normal price, monthly price, just to get that cleaned up because it is a huge, huge task. So this is your sign. This is your warning that just be cautious. Be super, super cautious of automated rules. Be super cautious of AI coming in and taking over your bookkeeping for you. Because while that sounds awesome, it's really, really not. And maybe in the future, maybe it could potentially, but we're getting into that situation already where it's like human interaction is so important and human intellect will always outweigh AI. I think personally, I don't know that we'll ever get to a point where, it'll just simply be smarter than us from a standpoint of, feeling and gut feel and, this just doesn't feel right. Like I don't know that it'll ever get to that point. So this is just an encouraging more of an encouraging thing to you of like, hey, if in your gut and your spirit, you're like, something's not right here, and I'm trying to use automation, reach out to our team. Like our team would be happy to like help jump in and try to identify if you do have mistakes going on from automated rules or AI, if you've already gone down that path, and we'll be happy to help you. So yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode, and we're out. See you.